whenever it was rolling across that green. I mean, I sank a 30-foot birdie putt today on 18.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Golf Gossip Girls. I'm one of your hosts, Shan Coughlin.
And I'm Jamie Catola.
And we are the real wives of golf professionals, here to share the week's golf gossip. So, there's been a lot that's gone on. Not as much as last week, but I'm trying to turn my, I have it playing twice here, sorry. I'm trying to turn that off. We have a lot to talk about.
We have some funny stuff, I think, to talk about.
I know. As good as some people can be in one area of their life, it just makes me feel better to know that they can be a complete, almost disaster in another.
We're not trying to bank on anybody's misfortunes
No.
here, but it does give us something to talk about.
Yes, but that's coming later in the show. But let's start off, Jamie. We had a little competition we started last week
We did.
with who we felt was going to be the number one golfer in the world at the end of the season.
That's right. We each took our picks. I had picked Rory, and you had picked Bubba.
Yes, and so week update, Rory's number one.
That's
Bubba's number
right.
3.
Yeah, Bubba moved up.
He did. So to make this a little more interesting and to spice it up a little bit, we decided to look at the world rankings number 11 through 20, pick a second candidate to see who we felt might do better.
That way, if Rory does stay number one the whole time, maybe Shan can get there with a better second player.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you so much. So who did you pick?
Okay, so let's do the list was between Martin Keimer, Fowler, Jimmy Walker, Matsuyama, Reed, and then who was the other one, that French name you like so much?
Dubuisson.
Yeah, thanks. Horschel, Phil, Koepka, and McDowell.
Come on, you got to try it. Dubuisson.
I can't do it.
Dubuisson.
No, I can't do it.
I
Dubuisson.
Dubuisson. I love it. See, I got to spend like 6 days in Paris, so now I
Yeah.
feel like I can say that, even though I'm sure it's incorrect. I apologize if I butchered your name.
Well, me and my 7 years of German don't really help. So.
There you go. So anyway, who did you pick?
I ended up picking Fowler. Big ears Fowler.
Ears out, Fowler.
Ears out Fowler.
Yes, as Jeff has named him. He's done much better since he took his ears out of the hat.
But the problem is, I think everybody's saying the rivalry is going to be Rory and Ricky.
Right. That's why you went
So-
with Fowler.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they get along or don't get along.
Yeah, so I went with Jimmy Walker.
Dynamite.
Yes, not to be, confused with our own very own Dave Walker here.
That's right. Shout
our
out
golf
to
directors.
Dave.
Just call Dave. Hashtag just call Dave. 844-GO-GOLF1. But yeah, so now we're going to have a second level, and who knows, maybe next week we'll add to it. But
We might go 21 through 30, so we'll see.
I'm banking on my guys. But the Farmers Insurance Open last week, Torrey Pines, 16. Again, I don't know why I'm fascinated by this, but last week it was a ridiculous number, like 14 or 15 or 17. But this week again, 16 players missed it by one shot.
But we say it's like the Biggest Loser. You lose by one shot, one pound. You're done.
You're
one
done.
shot, one kill, you're out.
That would devastate me. Okay, so your husband plays
like-
competitive golf,
Yes.
and mine just works all the time. But yours has somehow found that balance. I'm impressed by, but no, he competes. That has got to be a killer, emotional killer.
If you ain't first, you're last. And it's just, if you don't make that cut by one shot, you're thinking,
I'd rather miss it by 20. I'd rather.
was it the putt? Was it the chip in? Was it my one drive? Was it, So
Yeah.
I'd rather miss it. Yeah, exactly. You'd rather just miss it all together than be like, oh, I just missed it by one.
Yeah, so 16. And in that group, DJ in his first tournament back, after
He
the
was in the
baby
bubble.
and after the other stuff, but he looked good.
Yeah, he did. And saw a picture, little Tatum got his first putter from TaylorMade. It's really cute. Tatum Gretzky Johnson, and it had his birthday on it, and it's baby blue, and it's really cute. You can go to his Twitter and see it.
So now TJ and DJ.
TJ and DJ. Lame.
Okay. All right, but the other, I always look for the numbers. I love the numbers. So the other thing,
Really, mathematician
Yeah, I'm
loves
sorry.
the numbers.
But the other thing I saw, and because he was on my fantasy team too, although he did bench him, Pat Perez. Okay, how do you do this? I mean, I play golf. I'm an amateur and, plays 4 rounds, okay? Second round has his best round, 65.
Nice round.
Fourth round, he shoots 80. I said 65, right?
Yeah.
He shoots 83. That's
83.
an 18-stroke difference.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Pat Perez does it.
Yeah, he did.
So we're going to give him our Man Up Monday because, like 18, it's ridiculous. It is. It's terrible.
Maybe, and several people had like 9 and 10 stroke differences within their 4 days, but that's a
Which
huge...
is, 2, yeah, that's
huge.
really bad.
I mean, it's almost like he's like, okay, I made the cut. I'm good.
Yeah, just let me get my check.
Yeah. But then I do have to, after like the 10th or 11th shot, but I might start adding up the dollars in my head going, oh, crap.
Yeah, every putt you miss is a lot of money.
It is. So, 18 stroke difference. It might have been a little of that ASU partying coming out. I've seen his Twitter feed.
Think of all the people that are like, yes, he shot an 83, and they just got boomed right up.
Right
It
up.
was like, oh, you always need a couple guys to like mess up so you can do a little bit better in the way you finish. And it's like, oh, thanks, Pat. They're all like high fiving him, like, I just made an extra couple grand. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So Man Up Monday is going to Pat
Yeah.
Perez.
And so our Man Crush Monday, oh my gosh, the winner of the tournament, can he get any cuter?
I mean, I wouldn't kick him out of bed, Mr. Jason Day. Yep.
Dale, she said it. Frank,
did
I did
say
not
it.
say it. But
She just
Jason Day
agreed.
is so hot. Oh my gosh. And okay, also we've been looking at the Twitter feeds. They took their son. I mean, well,
Dash.
second of all, his wife is hot.
She's the hottest
Yeah.
woman ever.
But they took their son to swim with the dolphins,
Yes.
and he's kissing a dolphin. Man, what I would not give.
To be the dolphin.
That was awesome. But he really played well. And
He did.
You said this earlier, and I agree. Some of these guys, when they go to be interviewed, you're like, just shut up. Just, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
And Jason Day, though, if they just interviewed him the whole time, let him talk about the other people, maybe.
Yep.
He definitely has a commentator career coming to him.
He's Australian and he's a great golfer and he's a good family man. And so
And we just have to say it again. He's hot.
he's hot.
Okay.
So Man Crush Monday is going
Jason
to
Day.
Jason Day. And for those of you who are listening live, yes, we realize it's Tuesday. I was in the Bahamas. Unfortunately,
Shut up.
we couldn't tape
Really?
yesterday. So we are doing it today.
And it didn't rain on you.
It did.
in
Okay,
the
thanks, Shan.
Bahamas.
Thanks. It did.
It's all right. I wanted to be in the Bahamas, but next time, though.
Next time she's coming.
Next time I'm going. All right. So also from the tournament, we started this segment last week, and I like this segment. I hope others do too. It's called a Pro We Didn't Know. And
Yep.
I started calling it Pros You Don't Know, but you might know them. So
It's just pros that we don't know.
it's just pros we had never heard of. So today's, and we did tweet him, so I'm hoping he's listening, but the pro we didn't know is Carlos Sainz Jr.
Not to be confused with the Formula One racing
Yes.
driver. So we're talking about the golfer here.
And our producer, who's a race aficionado, will tell us if it's Formula One or Indy, but I
Yes,
think it's
he will.
Formula One. So don't confuse him with that. But he went to Mississippi State University, class of 2010, turned pro in 2010, started out on the Canadian Tour,
Hey,
and in 10, 11, 12, in the first 4 years on the Canadian Tour, earned about $49,000 total. Then got on the web.com tour last year in 2014, made 11 of 24 cuts to earn his way onto the PGA Tour, made about $67,000. So far this year, with a 73.153 scoring average, he has made 1 of 6 cuts, but came in 9th place at the Sanderson Farms Championship and has made $100,000.
not bad.
So I would say for the guys looking at how to do it, that's a nice little progression. I mean, we were talking about it. And it's like, oh, it's a little boring. There's like nothing in the press about him.
Right.
He appears to be squeaky clean, and
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's a good little progression. I mean, he had a year where he made $1,600. I think was 2011. So he's definitely worked his way up the ranks, and maybe someone to watch. I mean, if he makes the cut, he seems to do okay.
So everybody who's listening, he only has 477 Twitter followers.
Yes, it's our mission to get him more followers.
Shane and I love Twitter. It's like, we love it. So we would like you all to follow him. His handle is at LOSDAWG Jr. Lost Dog Jr.
Junior. Yeah, that's kind of sad.
I know. We need to get him on the radar, you know?
Yeah,
So if everybody's listening,
he
go
needs
to
to
your
be
Twitter.
The found dog.
He's a found dog. That's it. Yes.
Go to your Twitter. All right, Mr. Carlos.
But really, it's Spanish for the dog, right? Isn't Los the? Is it?
Oh, could be. Los,
I don't know.
Los
Again,
dog.
7 years of German. So,
DAWG? I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought of
What
it
up,
as
dog?
Los. We're not good. We are not
lame.
good. We are not good. Okay, so last but certainly not least, and we could talk about lots of things in this tournament, but we cannot go any further without talking about the only man to withdraw from the tournament.
Well, you know, I just found out, it was on the headlines, that there's a new spokesperson for the Laser Spine Institute. And it's Tiger Woods. He retired. He decided that he is no longer going to play. He has, you know, central spinal stenosis. So if you suffer from this, call the Laser Spine Institute.
And we're totally making all of that up.
I got to get in on this one just a minute. Okay, he suffers for more than whatever.
Well,
that
we're
was.
getting to that. We're
Well,
getting
we know.
to that. Yeah.
That was the PGA Tour diagnosis from their Dr. Ralph Simpson.
It's not GMDS then.
Well,
Well, it is GMDS.
So everyone has to check out, and we'll put this on the write-up for this article on thegolfdirector.com, but you have to go to, and normally I don't like to give him any props, but I'm just teasing Jeff. Jeff Gilder, our producer, wrote a fantastic article, funny as heck, about this on the golfdirector.com homepage. Most men won't mind the picture he put up. It's a naked butt.
Rachel Yucatel's ass. So it's really hot. And Tiger's right next to it. So, you know.
We don't know that. We should have a contest.
We should.
Whose butt is this?
Whose butt is it?
I don't know. Only Jeff knows.
And he's not letting us know. But the way he just reacted to my comment about Rachel Yucatel, he was like, oh, ding, 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 ding. We have a winner.
No, but okay, again, because this is golf gossip. We got to have some fun with this.
We do. So,
really?
When the article, okay, first of all, if you're a writer and your editor looks at your article and he's just like, yeah, let it go, let it go.
He needs to be responsible for
He
what
has
he
to
wrote.
be responsible for what he writes because Golf Digest, the person who wrote the article is Ron Kaspersky.
Yeah, I think so.
He's done other stuff for Golf Digest, and he decided that he was going to write this article. He had talked to this Ralph Simpson guy,
Yes.
who the PGA paid, the doctor that the PGA is, you know, saying
Uses,
the medical diagnosis on this, and
on this we mean, of course, the deactivated glute,
correct,
thing.
So, I'm just going to read how the
please
paragraph goes.
Please do, because if you have not read this, it is hilarious.
I mean, I just don't understand what editor would let this fly.
Okay.
The reason for pulling out, it's just my glutes are shutting off. Then they don't activate, and then hence it goes into my lower back. So I tried to activate my glutes as best as I could in between, but it's just that they never stayed activated.
Well, all he did was write exactly what Tiger said.
Yes. Well,
The interview that Tiger made, I think he said activate and deactivate
Well,
glutes
he
15
did
times.
also say the reason for pulling out. That is the
that's-
writer's pre-sentence
I got
before.
yeah.
I got it.
Yes. Okay, so I have a theory on this.
Okay.
And then we're going to go into, we found a someone who's not agreeing with that.
Yes.
But I have to say, I don't know. I've never heard of this whole glute deactivation thing, or
I mean,
guess I've
my
never,
butt gets numb if I sit in a chair for too long.
It's called a tight lower back.
Yes. Well, if you can't get your glutes to activate or to fire, maybe it's because you've overused them.
I mean, like I said, maybe this is why Elin has divorced him.
know.
Maybe this is why Lindsay's always on the slopes. I mean,
Although it could be, this did happen post Lindsay. This may be her way of ensuring he can't go anywhere else.
and that he just follows her now.
Yeah.
I think
Oh
he
my
might be
gosh.
punished for, all the hookers. Who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, I guess, maybe his glutes aren't used to going as much in that swing direction as they, I don't know.
I wonder how long Lindsay will actually stay with him, though. I mean, I'd be disappointed if my man's glutes gave out, but, you know, that's just me.
Or it's not that they gave out; he has no control of his glutes.
Right, so what is really happening
You know
there?
what? Pfizer needs to get in on this. They've covered the front.
Now they need
Now they
someone
need
to
someone
cover
to
the back.
So we'll have a posterior.
I think
Viagra.
Depends is calling right now, too. So
I can see the commercial now.
if he's having no control over his glutes,
If your glutes stay activated for more than 4 hours, call a doctor.
somebody needs to get him Beano.
All right, so I do have to say though, the PGA, was that a physician or a trainer from the PGA?
That was the fitness advisor.
Okay, so Men's Health has come out 2 days ago. Kelsey Hannon wrote an article for Men's Health magazine we found online that says the truth about Tiger's deactivated glutes. Did the 14-time major winner's glutes actually shut down? And I'm just going to read a little bit. This is the quote from Men's Health training advisor Bill Hartman, PT CSCS, owner of the Indianapolis Fitness and Sports Training.
Post-traumatic.
No, I think that's physical therapist. He says, glutes, quote, glutes just don't shut off like there's a switch. Maybe it's not what Wood said, just how he said it. When glutes, I'm sorry.
It's just so funny how to be serious about someone's ass breaking down.
When people claim their glutes won't activate, some call this gluteal amnesia. It's not that their glutes have actually forgotten how to fire. It's likely that posture problems or acute duress have made it more difficult for him to recruit these muscles. Well, I guess so. He spent 6 years with them engaged. I mean,
Yeah.
they're going. He's got 80 years of action on those glutes
And
already.
he's kind of a tight wad. So, I mean, when you...
I heard he was a terrible tipper. Anyway, that's total hearsay. Total hearsay. But anyway, it says, how does this happen? I'm still continuing on. Posture problems, for example, can alter the natural position of bones such as your pelvis. This can place strong, powerful muscles like your glutes in a weaker position. The muscle loses leverage for certain movements. Yeah, she's out.
She's out. Lindsay's like, okay, I'm really embarrassed. And I mean, it's not going to take
I
long.
want to know who practices so much or this is what from Jeff's article. Who analyzes everything to the point that you can then start defining which muscles are giving out?
I think he just needs to, I think Jeff even said this too, he just needs to like get back to basis. Like he said, get a psychiatrist and
He needs
just
to
play
go-
some golf.
He needs to go get a freaking psychiatrist
Yep.
and then just go coach himself.
Yep.
Go play the ball out of the dirt and forget about all this other crap.
Yeah.
I mean, here's a guy that was probably at one time one of the greatest golfers ever and thought that he would always be a guy that should be able to shoot par with a 5-iron. And he goes out and shoots
Absolutely.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
I know. So, again, we're not trying to wish anybody any misfortune, but if you're going to talk about your glutes deactivating, Jamie, maybe Bruce Jenner could help him out.
Maybe
with
Bruce
some
Jenner
of
could
this.
teach him a thing or two about glutes deactivating.
Or Chris. Maybe she would have the.
She's in denial.
No, she is in
She's
denial.
in denial.
We got to segue. I'm sorry, Bruce. Okay, poor Bruce.
I mean,
Now in the
can his
traffic.
luck get any worse?
Now in the accident.
Paparazzi were following him, supposedly, that horrible accident.
And this all came up from him us talking about it. We ran across it because he's being heckled on his golf course. The woman can't even go out and play golf.
Yeah, last week we talked about it, so we had to,
Yeah.
include him in this. And
But if anybody knows how to handle, I would say paparazzi and bad publicity, if you're married to a Kardashian, you should have that nailed down by like month 3.
yeah, exactly.
Unreal.
Well, Kanye doesn't know how to do it either, so his little stint on the Grammys. So, maybe not. I
Maybe
guess no
not.
one's coaching them. But I think Tiger definitely does need a public speaking class.
Something. I don't know. You just shouldn't talk about your glutes, whether active or inactive.
Or you could have just been like, my back's acting up again.
Yeah, what happened to
Done.
that? What happened to
Done.
that?
but he's like reaching, like, okay, what could I do now? You know,
I know.
he doesn't like to not be on the radar. And when you have all, like we said last week,
Right.
when you have all these other golfers that are coming up and doing amazing, Jason Day and Bubba and, you know, Rory.
Jimmy
and
Walker's even playing
Jimmy
great.
Walker and Adam Scott. You know, he's not relevant anymore. Tiger's not relevant anymore.
Well, I've got to tell you, I think and I think this happens to not only golfers, but I would think any level of athlete, an athlete in any sport. If you're used to being number one and you do have an injury, there's got to be a certain mental toughness there to know that you're going to go through that period of time of the comeback, quote unquote. And if you don't come back as fast as you think you should, that is tough. I mean, I can't imagine.
And then his girlfriend's like kicking butt, and it's like, oh, look what I can do after I have like all this major surgery.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you want me to ski and break world records again? Okay.
I know.
And he's just looking at her like, I can't even swing a golf club.
Yeah. All men handle that well, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Just ask Jay-Z and Beyonce.
That's right.
All right. The total non-golf related, sorry. Jamie, what else do we have up on the golf gossip list today?
I think that's all I've got right now.
All right.
But don't forget to go follow Lost Dog Jr.
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Please follow Lost Dog Jr. He's really cute, too.
And tell him you followed him because you listened to the golf director.
And
At the golf director.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Jamie, this has been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Looking forward to it next week.
I
We will
know.
be back. So we'll have to get on the Twitter feeds, get on Instagram, look at what your favorite golfers are doing. Look up some golfers you've never heard about and educate yourself.
That's right.
'Cause
There's a
there's
lot
some-
of really good players out there.
There are. I mean, what other sport can you like fail, only make it 1 in 6 times, and still make way more money than we are?
Yep. True. And we're looking for sponsors.
Yes, that's our selfless plug. Yeah, liquor would be great. All right, thanks, Jamie. We'll be back next week.
Yep.
All right, this edition of Golf Gossip has been produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, navigate over to our featured golf course pages where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much more. And if you need help with your next golf vacation, give us a call at 844-GO-GOLF-1. That's 844-GO-GOLF-1, 844-464-6531, hashtag Just Ask Dave. All of our TGD programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand, so to catch up on a show you might have missed, including former editions of Golf Gossip, click on the TGD Radio and TGD TV tabs in the menu at thegolfdirector.com. This is Shan Coughlin with my co-host,
Jamie Catola.
and on behalf of us and Jeff Behind the Glass, we thank you for tuning in. There's much more TGD golf news and information coming up next, so don't go anywhere.